Can you be a Stoic Christian? My name is Aaron Cortez. I am an Orthodox Christian, and that is the very question that we are going to be answering in today's video. Without further ado, let's dive straight into this video.
I'm personally drawn to that mentality or that philosophy of Stoicism because there's something that's helpful for me as a human being, but also something helpful for me as a Christian. If you want to sum up Stoicism, it might be something like this: indifference. Or it might be a lot like acceptance. Hi, my name is Father Mike Schmitz, and this is Ascension Presents. So remember reading a book years ago by a man named Father Romano Guardini. And in it, he talks about, and I've talked about it here on this channel, he talks about the gift, the virtue of acceptance. And Stoicism has a lot of that acceptance, that recognition that my circumstances might not be the circumstances I want. My situation might not be the situation I want. The relationships I have might not be the relationships that I want. I might not even be the person I want to be. In the midst of that, my first movement has to be acceptance. I have to accept, okay, this might not be the circumstance or situation or relationship, whatever, that I want it to be, but this is the one it is. This is the circumstance I'm in. And so if I'm going to do anything with it, I have to first accept the fact that, okay, this is the reality. It's such a realistic view of the world, such a realistic philosophy that just says, okay, I might not like it, but this is how it is. So this crossover between Stoicism and Christianity, where as Christians, we have to, of course, accept reality. I might not like the ways my heart is broken, but I have to accept that these are the ways my heart's broken if I'm going to ask the Lord into my heart as it is. That makes sense? Another connection point is indifference. So not the I don't care indifference, not the indifference of apathy, but what Christians would call holy indifference. St. Ignatius of Loyola, who founded the Jesuits, he had that great prayer that's, God, I don't ask for either health or sickness. I don't ask for wealth or poverty. I don't ask for fame, good reputation, or bad reputation. I just want you. And again, there's something about that holy indifference that is connected to.
That is actually very, very beautiful. There's this book by an Orthodox saint called Wounded by Love by Saint Porphyrios. And it's such a beautiful book. And there's only one chapter that I read from that book, and it basically summarizes the entirety of the video, or of the book, excuse me. It says, want neither riches nor poverty. Want neither a big house or a small house. Just wish to be with Christ. Just wish to be with Christ. That's it. That's all. That's all. That is it. That is all you'll ever need. That's all you'll ever desire. That's all everything boils down to. And as somebody who is also very, very drawn to the philosophy of Stoicism, I studied Stoic philosophy, well, through the lens of self-improvement, Stoic philosophy in 2020 all the way through like 2022. I love this idea of I can't control the world, but I can control myself. I can choose to want things here. I can choose to want things there. I will just accept myself. And if there are things that I desire, I would prefer to have it, but it's an indifference. It's a preferred indifference. It's a preferred indifference, meaning I would like to have I would like to have a nice car, but I don't care whether or not I have one. You know, it's this idea of, it's basically reverse hedonism is how I like to think of Stoicism.
Stoicism, right? That sense of, okay, however things are, I accept them as they are. I'm not going to lose it if they're not the way. I mean, there's something, again, as I said, something so good and so human, so mature about that willingness to accept our situations, a willingness to accept people as they are, a willingness to accept our circumstances, a willingness to even have this indifference. You know the concept of being hangry? I'm sure, of course we do. You know, you're hungry and angry at the same time. Or because you're hungry, you become angry, you become irritable. It's the whole basis for the Snickers commercial, like, hey, you're not yourself when you're hungry, and you give the person a Snickers. Well, I remember just kind of having that thought of like, well, you know, being angry is just normal. And it is. It's pretty common. It's just like, you know, I'm tired, so I'm irritable, or I'm hungry, so I'm irritable. But I heard someone talk about that and said, you know what? While it's very normal, it's also really immature. That one of the tasks of the human person is to become able to regulate our emotions. So that, yeah, I'm hungry, the temptation is to be irritable, I'm tired, the irritation is to be, you know, kind of short with people, but I can regulate my emotions well enough that that's not what it means. It doesn't automatically mean that, right? It means...
Exactly. It's this idea that you don't have to do these things. You can choose not to do these things. It's the idea of Stoicism. How I like to do it is the dichotomy of control. The things that you cannot control and the things that you can control. You cannot control when you are hungry. Your body just sends a signal to your brain that, hey, we need calories, we need food. But then there are the things that you can control, which is like, hey, I can choose whether or not I want to act out. I can choose whether or not I want to be angry. I can choose whether or not to act out on this person. I can choose whether or not I want to be rude to this waiter. I can choose whether or not I want to slap somebody, right? Or I can choose to act on my anger, on my hunger. I can choose whether or not I want to act out. I can choose whether or not I do act out because of my anger. So it's this idea of accountability. It's this idea of there are things that are in your control. Steve Harvey has this quote. He says, God may not have given us the power to create universes, but he did give us the power to create a world of our own. We can choose to create a world of our own. We can choose to do certain actions. We can choose to do things. We have free will. There's a quote, there's a verse in Revelation, I believe it's in Revelation, that says, Jesus knocks on the door of our hearts, but waits for us to open it. You know, he's not a Calvinist Jesus. Okay? He's the Jesus Christ that chooses to wait for our consent, which is so, so beautiful. So we can choose. We can 100% choose.
Means that even when I'm hungry, even when I'm tired, even when things are not going my way, I can rise above those emotions. I can regulate my emotions. And I really love that concept because that part of that is Stoicism. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really like this connection between Christianity and Stoicism. There's this quote from a woman, her name is Marisa McCoy. She's a Christian, and she said it like this: the capacity to let go of what doesn't help me to love God or others. This is holy indifference. The capacity to let go of what doesn't help me to love God or others while staying engaged with what does. I love that. It's so good. That's this holy indifference. That's a certain kind of Stoic mentality. The capacity to let go of what does not help me to love God or others, and the willingness to stay engaged with all that does. And at the same time, there's a diverging point between Stoicism and Christianity. The number one diverging point is that a person is Stoic whether or not they believe in God. A person can be a Stoic person to say, I accept reality, accept things as they are, because I'm just me. The Christian recognizes that the reason why we can accept things as they are, the reason why we can have holy indifference, is because we believe that we're living in a dynamic and loving relationship with God, our Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, right?
Yeah. So the thing that Father Mike Schmitz is talking about is Stoicism is a secular belief. It is a secular belief. It is something that you can choose to engage in without believing in Christ, without believing in God, without believing in a deity, which is something that Christians cannot do. I don't even think I have to explain that. So, Stoicism, how I like to see it, is a praxeology. It is a set of tools that you can use at your disposal to navigate your way through life. It is not necessarily a set of beliefs. It is a set of tools. You can choose to believe in these things. You can choose. This is what you can do. This is what you can do to navigate the world. It is a tool. It is amoral, not immoral or moral. It is amoral. It is without morals. Now, the marriage between Christianity and Stoicism is using Stoicism as a set of tools, as a set of navigation in order to navigate your way in your day-to-day life. It is a set point wherein you can choose how you want to act. Your belief systems is Christian, and your the majority of your tool set, or all of your tool set, is Christian, which is why I like to marry the concept of Stoicism and Christianity, because I like to see the interwebs, the interwovenness of the matters. I can see, okay, this is a Stoic belief. Okay, where is that in Christianity? Oh, Christianity has a deeper level to it. So it's this idea of this marriage between Stoicism and Christianity, which I genuinely really really like. But Stoicism fundamentally is a praxeology, how I like to see it, so that I don't freaking mix it up with Christ, right? It's a praxeology. It's a set of tools that you can use and choose to navigate the world with. And I just it's better for me to understand Stoicism at that level, because it is the only thing that can help me. I don't want to read the logos is the most important part. It just follow the logos. So Marcus Aurelius wasn't talking about Christ. So we just have to be careful in that thing. Aaron Cortez, Orthodox Christian. If you want to learn more about Orthodox Christianity, you want to learn more about the historic Christianity, Christ's true bride, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. My name is Aaron Cortez. I'll see you in the next video. God bless you.